Hello everybody, my name is Zen and welcome to my first impressions of Scarlet Tower, which is, and I mean this in the most respectful way, a Vampire Survivors clone. Now, the reason I want to be respectful with that is because Vampire Survivors, great game. I've put a lot of time into it, especially since my first impressions that I did of it earlier, or I guess at late last year. However, I think that this gameplay space, this design space, has a lot of room for improvements. You know, after you get several hours into Vampire Survivors, kind of figure out how the mutations and stuff work, it all kind of starts becoming very samey. And I think that there's potential here for some really cool games outside of just the one. So yeah, I've not seen anything of this game past the couple screenshots that I've seen of it. So let's just jump in and give a full first impressions. A lot of characters here right off the bat, but most of them are locked. So we have Vlad and Nin. So Vlad is, he's got a sword main weapon, creates waves of blood. That sounds cool. That deals 25 damage, drains 0.25% of the damage dealt. Okay. Bat aspect passive. While dashing, Vlad turns into a bat for 3 seconds, gaining 20% movement speed. Okay. Nocturnal. So it's a glyph. Oh, do I even have this? Because it costs stuff. Okay, I guess. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is kind of like, it's got a lot of RPG mechanics because you're actually like picking from stuff. So like this transfusion, Vlad generates a blood pulse around him every 40 seconds, dealing 100 damage, draining 2 health from enemies hit. That's super freaking cool. This glyph grants bat aspect, 20% movement speed, increases duration by plus 2 seconds during nighttime. What does that mean? Is there a day-night cycle? That's pretty cool. I think bat aspect sounds cool. What is Nin? Cosmic orb main weapon. Shoots a cosmic orb that explodes, dealing 30 damage to enemies hit. Okay, she can summon an elemental to fight for her. Each level decreases the elemental's spellcasting interval. And then she can also do splitting ice, creates an icy fragment that deals damage and applies chill. Okay, and then her other thing, Frost Nova. Sounds, yep, it's a giant blast of frost. Okay. Let's try the basic one, right? Because if they can't get the basic thing right, then what's the point? We got talents. So on offensive, we have cryomancy, grants 5% chance to apply freeze, necromancy, and pyromancy. Grants 1% chance per rank to summon an undead on enemy death. Let's go with that. That sounds more kind of like his style. Defense, increase your max health. Grants chance to drain health every time you cause damage, and then shockwave every 30 seconds generates a shockwave that pushes enemies away. Let's try Lifestealer. Lots of unlockables, power-ups, racial traits, humans, elves, vampires, and demons. Okay, so there's a lot of customization here. We'll deal with it after we get in and actually like play a game, I think. Can I go to map? Okay, plenty of maps to choose from, it looks like, up to 10. And what are all these? So this is what, our gold? I'm playing with the Xbox controller, by the way, but this is on PC. Gold something and something or other. And enemy power percent. Okay, let's just jump in and see what this is like. Wow, that looping music, I didn't realize was getting to me until it stopped. And I was like, oh, thank God. All right, just like Vampire Survivors, we got timed attacks here. Now, do I have to aim it? Is it automatically aiming at the nearest enemy? It is. This music is a lot better and way quieter. So that's my first thing is, ooh, did we just level up? Oh, we did. Oh, this is really satisfying. The visual effects are nice. A Holy Bible. Well, that sounds familiar. It sounds like a Vampire Survivors thing. Every 14 seconds, summons the Holy Bible to orbit your body for 7 seconds. It is a clone. It is a clone. We can reroll 3 times, it looks like. Frost Staff shoots icy shards, or Fire Staff shoots fireball. Let's try Holy Bible. Oh, there's our little undead that we summoned. That's pretty cool. I can dig it. So just like Vampire Survivors, up in the top left, we have what things that we have. I'm assuming the top is going to be active attacks, like the Holy Bible, and the bottom is probably going to be passive effects. Oh man, that satisfying like level up animation is freaking great. We can upgrade our sword, increase damage by 25. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just gonna see how powerful the sword actually can be. Just level up again. We did. Sacred water. This is a little too close for my taste. Every 5 seconds there's a vial of holy water. Rather, the vial creates an area that deals 5 damage over time. I don't know about that. It's a cool ability. Don't get me wrong. It just is also an ability we've seen in a very similar format. It's a little too close, but the effects that they've done for all of these, like, oh, I see the Bible floating around me now. The effects that they've done for like all of these animations and stuff are sick. It looks so good. Scarlet Sword again. Yeah, I'm just gonna auto upgrade that. What's this thing? Shoots fireballs. Oh, that's pretty cool. Lots of mana. I like the art style quite a lot. Grants 3% cooldown reduction. Let's try that. I'm pretty sure the cooldown reduction will apply to all of my things. It's bees. Oh my goodness, there's so many bees. Go, my little undeads. Am I like supposed to be a vampire? Is that kind of the thing that we got going on here? Wow, that did a lot of damage to those enemies. There is a day-night cycle. Okay, I'm seeing it in the top right. We're in the middle of day. Let's add a projectile to our water. I'm really curious if it will be the case that when it gets nighttime, because we're a vampire, are we going to get additional bonuses? Is that how this is going to work? We can get additional 2 projectiles or increase our water. I think we're going to increase our water damage. I'm pretty happy just remaining here at the moment, but I'm wondering that if, oh my goodness. This is, I like the game, right? I like it so far. I'm really enjoying it so far. I like the effects. The music is pretty good in this round. The art style is great. The way that they've done some of the RPG stuff outside of the actual gameplay is great. The core gameplay remains the same to Vampire Survivors. You're moving purely, although we do have additional controls down here. So toggle aim mode, left trigger, so I can actually decide to aim rather than having it auto attack the closest thing. I can dash with A and we can move, right? So there's a little bit extra going on down there. We'll have to test out the dash. But like, come on, the circle of plants and everything, like it's just too much of a clone. It's too much. It needs to, wow, the dash is really cool. I turned it into a bat. It needs to kind of stand on its own a bit and not take everything wholesale. That's yeah, I think, you know, the fact is the first character they get to play in Vampire Survivors has the whip, right? That's like the main dude. Let's get that hourglass again. And this is the character with the whip. That's what it is. Let's call a spade here. And the fact that you have the Holy Bibles and the sacred waters and, you know, stuff like that, it just is. And then the circle of stuff, it's just a bit it's a bit too much. Haste scarf, increase attack speed by 6%. Hell yeah. Okay, so this is actually going to be our attack speed, I believe, as opposed to the other one, which was cooldown. So I'm not quite sure what the cooldown applies to yet. I'm sure we can find out, but yeah, so far this is very similar. Okay, so my dash does not give me any kind of immunity frames. Increase luck by 6 or increase attack speed upgrade. Let's get that. We got a lot of nerds over here with these bees. Okay, I'm gonna turn, oh, okay, so it's a toggle. It's a toggle. So if I turn it off, I can choose where I'm attacking. I actually like that little added bit of control, because it's like all of these bees I kind of want dead. Right? The dash seems to be the best way to kind of get past certain things. Increase the area of effect by 25% on our sacred water. I think that upgrades that all the way. It does. Ooh, that's some good damage. Can I? Ooh. Yeah, I like the dash. I think that's such a cool thing. I also really like the fact that you can turn on or like an aim mode, so you can actually kind of have a tiny bit more control over how you're handling it. I like the cooldown reduction concept. We'll see how that ends up panning out. I'm curious if this game will also, like, it is so close. I think it will likely have mutations the way that it handles it. The UI is actually nice. I like the mana, or not the mana, but the XP bar up there. Let's try this little fire thing. Yep, destroying the braziers give you stuff too. It's not a bad thing, right? Like, knowing this kind of stuff, it means that if you look at this game and you go, oh, it's a Vampire Survivors clone, and you go into it, you have certain expectations of what that looks like. We can increase our max HP. We can get knives. Shoots knives. It's in a line. It's a little too close again. Let's get some health, because I want to see how far we can get in a single level and see just how powerful we can make ourselves after, never having played this game before and having no upgrades. Right now, I'm starting to feel the pressure of things piling up on me. And I'm trying to look on the UI. Okay, so we have a countdown, 18, 44, 43. So it appears that we have a countdown till the level ends, whereas Vampire Survivors counts up. So that's essentially the same thing. Add more projectiles to our Holy Bible, which I'm not really noticing. That's the thing with this particular projectiles. It's fairly tiny, and I'm not noticing the effect of it as much as I am like the water, for instance. The water's like this big AoE effect that feels real nice when it hits everything. Ooh, let's get out of there. Oh, yeah. Getting kind of cramped here. I would love to get all of this XP. Let's get all that. There's so much more over here. Am I going to be able to do that? Okay. Let's get more HP. I really want to just sneak into there. Oh, it's like a giant eyeballs. Remind me of like demon eyes from Terraria. I wonder how much of an effect the like enemy types are going to actually have. Because let's be honest, in Vampire Survivors, there's not a huge difference between any one enemy. You know which one's kind of a little bit more hardy, and you plan for that. But in general, you're not like making strategic calls on the fly. Ooh, what's this guy? We got a little boss guy? Okay, so this is very familiar. I know I keep bringing it up, but it's true. It's like it's a little too close for my taste. Because I started the video saying, hey, there are room for Vampire Survivor clones, because there's a lot of room for additional development. And we've seen that already in this game. The dash is a cool addition. The aim method is a great addition, I think. Being able to have a tiny bit of control over your actual gameplay is important. And I like the RPG stuff that we have seen thus far. However, there needs to be a slightly more deviation in order to make it feel different. Let's get that haste scarf. Honestly, I think that a good way to do that would not be a dark fantasy thing, because this is I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire and I turn into a bat. It's not great as far as splitting from the expectation of what Vampire Survivors is. Maybe going more sci-fi. Maybe there's going to be some more clones that go you know, try to break that mold a bit by going sci-fi, and I think sci-fi would actually work really well for this. Like, could you imagine a, oh my goodness, I'm giving them free ideas at this point with this one. Ooh. Increased damage by 25 on our sword. Heck yeah, that sounds great. Imagine Blizzard, because they would, this is their kind of thing where they go, ooh, this is a cool game idea. Let's improve upon it and make it super polished, right? Like, Here's the Storm was a good example where it's an improvement on your typical MOBA. It's very polished and it was very good. Some people didn't like it. That's fine. Overall, that game was fairly fantastic. It just never really found the audience because it's hard to break people from a game that they've invested so much time into, right? But that's kind of what Blizzard does. Imagine if Blizzard made a StarCraft Vampire Survivors. Like, maybe just a mobile thing. And instead of you running away from like demon eyes and whatnot, it's like Zerg. It's like on one mission, you're just running from Zerg. And you slowly get like the Hydras, and then, you know, for like these like summoner dudes, it's like, okay, here's an Ultralisk, and Banelings pop out every now and again and charge it. Like, there's some really cool ideas that you could do with that. And thematically, the way that the story is told and enemies are used within StarCraft, I think it would work really well. So, you know, this is a good example of how you can break from what is expected of the genre by the people who have played a lot of Vampire Survivors. And it's very clear. Ooh, okay, this is our max upgrade on this. Scarlet Sword increases projectile piercing by 50, projectile duration by 300%, and area by 40%. Oh my goodness, what an upgrade. Look at that, holy cow. Oh, that's so good. What I really want to do now is start using the aim mode, because I've got like this boss that has been just hounding me. I've not been able to kill it because it's been in the weirdest spot lately. There we go. Okay, here's our first chest. I was half expecting like the whole dance music and everything when you get the chest. Okay, increase the projectile velocity by 100% on this. Yep, take all. Okay. I think the the aiming thing is a novel idea because it does break from what Vampire Survivors holds very, very dear to itself, which is the auto aim of its abilities and the way that works. And really, you do have control over some of the aiming of it by the direction you're moving, but that could get very frustrating when you're having to run a very specific direction and you need to attack behind you. And there's a level of skill cap that comes along with that, because you can like stutter step it by swinging the stick if you're playing on a controller back and forth, or just moving on the keyboard. But is that the most ideal way to handle that? Not necessarily. Increases damage up by 10%. Heck yeah. So I think that the concept, and this is a whole, like, you can write a game development paper on this. The concept of having just slightly more control over your projectiles and being able to toggle that on and off for the players who don't necessarily care or can't, right? Like, one of the things Vampire Survivors is great for is for accessibility. Let's get this. And it's lauded for that, because people can play that game who can't necessarily play a lot of more complex movement games, because the movement in that game is so easy to get. Ooh, another chest. Let's pick this up. I don't necessarily want that, but let's try it. Let's try the frost staff. Ooh, I'm gonna have to like thread the needle here. I feel like our damage is still only slightly keeping up. We're on the cusp of greatness here. I'm really curious, actually, if... Oh, it's nighttime now, and now we're being assaulted by night enemies. Okay, see, this is another cool way to differentiate, and gives you a cool way of adding additional gameplay or changes in the gameplay that change it up enough to make it like you know, people who've played Vampire Survivors for like 1,000 hours. There are people that you know that this isn't a thing that happens. You're not like, I mean, you get like random bursts of enemies in certain, you know, missions and whatnot, but you're not like getting it being nighttime and then suddenly like, here's werewolves. And I hope that there are passives and abilities in this that change your gameplay at night. You know, like I said before, you're a vampire. Suddenly you're much stronger at night. Or maybe you're not a vampire. Maybe you're a human and now you're a little weaker at night because the enemies that come out at night are much stronger. But you start off with like some stronger stuff during the daytime to give you a little bit of a lead, you know? I think that kind of thing would be, or maybe it's just like you gain extra experience during the daytime as a human, but as a vampire at night, you're gaining, you know, significantly more damage, or you have more health or something like that. Because that makes sense. You're a vampire, right? During the daytime, you're burning in the sun. Every 3 seconds throw a knife, or do we want to upgrade our staff stuff? I like doing. I don't know if everybody does this, honestly. I don't think I've ever watched someone else play Vampire Survivors. I've just enjoyed the hell out of it myself. But what I tend to do is find a weapon early that I know is going to be powerful and just like upgrade it. Just upgrades. I try not to grab new stuff early. I'd rather put my eggs into a basket that I know is going to be consistent rather than spread it out. And deal less damage overall, but be doing more stuff. Get that cooldown reduction. I like that the XP gemstones are, you know, they're distinctive. Like we had the bigger blue ones towards the beginning, and now we're getting these purple ones, and it shows you. It's kind of a nice like game design thing where it shows you the big purple one. It's like it's glowing. Go get that thing. It's going to give you more. So it changes the way that you move naturally because the stuff is essentially randomly falling. Increases damage dealt by 10%. Hell yeah. We might finish the first level, which actually I think would be interesting if we do. And this is what I was trying to say before. I've never watched anybody play Vampire Survivor, so I don't know how. I don't know how good people are at it when they first start, especially like if you go back and watch my first impressions, which I will put a link to in the comments and the description. If you're really curious about what is Vampire Survivors, like that's the starting point. Go do that, and then I don't know, download it on your phone. I think it's free on mobile. But you know, how good are people gonna be at this game right off the bat? Like obviously I've got quite a bit of experience behind me with Vampire Survivors. So, ooh, that's a big boss. Big creepy looking boss. What is it? It's like a, oh, what is that thing from D&D? It's like a gibbering mouther. That's what it looks like. Okay, let's take that. I do wish, and I know I was saying earlier, like, oh my goodness, thing's so creepy. It's like, it's too close to Vampire Survivors in some regards, but I do wish that one of the things they did steal was the very satisfying picking up the chest thing. It's not super satisfying. I do want to get that chest though. Speaking of, can we pick this XP up? I'm gonna do a big old loop because we got a bunch of XP up here. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong thing. I wanted to grab the life one and just max that out. Give me that chest. Bam. Oh well, there we go. I got it anyways. So we've got two things that aren't maxed. So at this point, I could start kind of branching out if I see abilities or weapons that, ooh, I'm getting stuck on the trees. That is kind of an annoying thing, is I feel like the hit boxes or the collision boxes on the trees are, they don't match up with what I see in my head when I look at the tree. So I'm getting stuck on them fairly frequently. But that could just be a feel thing. Over time, I would learn it just by playing. So how important is that to change or fix? I don't know. We'll see. That's one of those things that you figure out 20 hours into a game, whether you're still frustrated about getting stuck on trees. Or like when you die to a tree, and you're like, okay, this needs to change. This needs to be altered. just so it's, you know, matches more of the visual of what the art shows it as. There are a lot of these little purple crystals I'm going for. And I feel like I'm gaining a bunch of XP. I'm at level 33. I don't know. Again, this is my first time ever playing this game and seeing it. I'm not entirely sure how great that is. I feel like our sword upgrade has kept us in the game quite significantly. And I'm very curious. Oh, wait, are the purple things aren't even XP, I don't think. I'm just realizing it. It's like this purple orb or crystal. All right, corruption robe. Summons a shadow aura around you. The aura deals 3 damage to enemies. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab that. I liked this kind of thing in Vampire Survivors. The orb or the damage around you. It tends to work pretty well when things get a little chaotic at the end. If you can upgrade the damage on it, it's like you basically can stand still and things just die as they walk towards you. I'm not going to get there in this particular first play of this, but you know, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, those purple things or whatever that resource is. Can I move my mouse up and look over it? I don't know what it is. We pause maybe? We pause and hover? We hover with this. Yeah, I don't know. I like that it seamlessly changes between keyboard and mouse and the controller though. So our critical damage is at 999%. I'm not sure exactly why. Movement speed 350. What does that mean? I don't know. Gathering range 2 meters. Okay. Luck is 0%. Did I get one that increased my luck, or did I skip over that? I might have. It looks like I skipped over it. I'm like looking up on the top there. Oof, my goodness, the damage is real. Maybe I should turn off my. Luke, you're turning off your targeting computer. Is everything okay? Yeah. We're gonna start focusing this boss down. I'm really curious to see if we're gonna be able to get any kind of additional items or whatnot off them. Increased damage. Yeah, let's grab that. Ooh. It's the aura damage I'm getting. I think I'm gonna die here. Yeah, I turned off auto aim, and that was the end of that. Let's see, we got a couple achievements. Cooldown reduction, crit chance relic, movement speed relic. Cool. We survived for 18 minutes. Actually, we got pretty close. We had 5 minutes 16 seconds remaining. What ended up doing the most damage? Is it gonna tell me? Scarlet Sword. Yeah, that's no surprise there. Wow, we got a lot of achievements. Pretty happy with that. We unlocked a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the menu. So, back to this music. It's a little loud. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. There we go. So, what do we have here? So if I wanted to upgrade him, for instance, I have 14,000 gold. So like, what's going to be the grants bat aspect 20% movement speed, increases duration by 2 seconds during nighttime. Okay, I see. I don't have anything else unlocked there. I can also buy stuff here with talents, it looks like. So for instance, I can gain a bunch of extra stuff. Ooh, I have enough things to unlock a second offensive tree. So let's do that. See what these are. Alacrity, attack speed, damage, and for each ally on the field, receive 2% damage boost. Ooh, that's cool because it means that you can kind of synergize and say, you know, you want to do necromancy and Dark Link. I think that's super cool. That's a great idea. Wow, I actually really like that. So for each ally on the field, receive 2% damage boost, 2% per rank. So essentially we can go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 per guy on the, that's not so bad. I mean, once you get it leveled up, and I'm sure, so we unlock this guy. So let's just take a look at some dudes. I'm sure that this guy's going to be a necromancer. The scythe gives it away. This has Hammer of Justice. Thrust the hammer, dealing 25 damage, applying knockback on the way, turning to you. That's cool. So actually, this is kind of my jam. It's doing more of like a paladin type character. So what's his thing? Consecration. Each hit has a 5% chance to consecrate the ground, creating an area that deals 60 damage every half second for 6 seconds. Same effect has a 15% chance to happen when you take damage. Ooh. Judgment every 25 to 15 seconds summons 3 heavenly swords to judge its enemies, causing area damage. Skill damage increases with each upgrade level. Let's try Consecration. How do I upgrade this? Right click. Man, this gets kind of expensive, but if I could just like straight up upgrade one of his abilities, that sounds great. Celestial Touch. Each Judgment Sword creates an orb that heals him by 1% of his max health upon touched. Interesting. Oh no, sorry. So that I was looking at the wrong one. So this is for Consecration. Allies within the Consecration area have their damage increased by 20%. So if I just jump into it, I'll do more damage. That goes up. It could be increased as well. Okay, that's cool. So it looks like in order to unlock these, you have to play power-ups. So now we can kind of take a look at this. So these are stats. Okay, I can put stuff into stats. So like regeneration, HP, move speed, attack speed. All of that's great. Gather range. I kind of want to upgrade that actually. Let's just go ahead and dump a bunch of XP into that because gathering stuff is really annoying in these games unless you have huge range on it. So let's see here. Do I get to choose one of these or does it come naturally? Okay, so no, it tells you which characters are which. So the vampires, yeah, the character it was a vampire. So sunlight, oh, this is perfect. It's almost like I know. Sunlight limits the vampire's strength, but by night they show their true power. During nighttime, vampires have a 1% chance to drain 4 health every time they deal damage. That's great. Actually, that explains it because I thought I saw that. And then the glyph is when activating vampirism, gain 1% critical damage up to a maximum of 60%. Okay, humans, like the paladin that we just got, they have boundless determination and allows them to keep fighting even in the worst situations. Upon reaching 25% health or less, humans are healed by 14% of their max health over 20 seconds. This effect can occur once every 2 minutes. Ooh, that's cool. I'm kind of curious about the rest of them, but honestly, we can't read everything. This is, we got pretty far in our first playthrough. I just want to check out this Consecration real quick. And just kind of see what the Consecration is like. And after that, we will... Oh man, that hammer's cool, huh? Ooh, I really like this. It's like playing a paladin in Diablo 2. Or I guess a Crusader in Diablo 3. This is super satisfying. Okay. Holy Bible. It's on brand. We got to be on brand. Oh, Hammer of Justice. Increased damage. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness, look at that Consecration. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so beautiful. All right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is at least... Ooh, increases knockback by 100? Ooh. This is at least as fun as Vampire Survivors so far. But this is early days, right? So who knows whether or not it will continue to be this fun or what the end game of this looks like. But the fact that I've got like these summons that I can get, or there's like all this RPG synergy that's going on outside of just the items and whatnot and the power-ups that you're collecting as you level up. So yeah, it's fun. It is really fun. Again, I'll put a link to it in the description so you can check it out. If you're really curious about what Vampire Survivors is and you've never seen it, or maybe you've heard of it, you have no idea like what the actual game is, I will make sure that my link also is there for that video. But if you like this video, definitely hit the like button so we can share this with more people and show more people that there's other cool games out there outside of just Vampire Survivors, and that there's room for development growth in this space. And if you want to see more videos like this, I upload daily. I've uploaded at least one video every single day for the last 11 years. So if you want to see stuff like this, I got a lot of it. And you can always check that out by subscribing and staying up to date as I get more of this kind of content up on the channel. And finally, if you want to support the channel and show love for what I do outside of the other 2 methods I just mentioned, you can become a channel member by hitting the join button down below. But with all of that being said, let's loot this chest. Oh, it's just another one of those. And we shall see you all next time.